Well, it's Halloween, everyone, and today, as promised, I am sharing one wicked awesome OTF, the EMP EDC Pulse. And I'm telling you, I absolutely, if you don't know already, I absolutely love this OTF. And the reason for this video today is today marks 365 days in a row of carrying and using the Pulse. Every single day. Every day I've cut at least something, at least one item using the Pulse. I have devoted my year towards that. And I gotta say, I mean, it's just, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is fantastic, and I'm very, very happily impressed. This is the one. This is the and this is the Pulse that has survived 300 in the first 365 days. It's got a few nicks, mainly just on the ends, on the corners, and on this end, on this side. Yeah, it's been dropped a number of times. It has misfired a handful of times. That's totally to be expected with pretty much any OTF knife. It still functions wonderfully. It has been taken apart once to be cleaned. I did end up eventually getting the actuation button track here gunked up enough, going in and out of pocket all the time, and like I said, been dropped in the dirt on gravel, and I cringed when that happened. But yeah, so it did get gunked up. It did get dirty enough where it absolutely warranted being taken apart and cleaned up. One thing I will say is that besides the fact that I like the construction on the inside, and if you buy the Ultim version where you get the Ultim scale on the one side, that's really cool because you get to see transparently, you get to see the inner workings with the spring system and the way they're built. I absolutely like the way that it's the construction, the engineering part of it in the design is fantastic. It shows that these things will hold up over time to hard use. I do have to say that after taking it apart and cleaning it and getting it back together, no oil. The only spot that you ever I recommend ever putting a drop or two of oil is on the track where the actuation button is. As far as the internals, does not need to have any oil applied to it. So don't do that. Do not do that. If you do end up putting too much oil, it will have actuation issues. It won't fire out and retract properly until that oil is worn away enough from the areas where it actually inhibits and rather than assists in its function. So do not oil it anywhere internally. Once getting it back together, which is not the absolute easiest thing to do, but once back together, you kind of need to let it sit for about a day and not really use it, but once or twice. Because those springs need to be under tension and be repressurized to the right calibration required for the actuation of the blade. So it is noticeably a little bit slower, having been carried for an entire year. Not by too much. This is a brand new one that was still in the box that has not been fired but maybe 30-40 times now. So this one I've been keeping safe and tucked away, brand spanking new, so that in about 3 to 5 years, maybe a little longer, once this one is worn, granted, John did give me an extra spring, and and some extra hardware, so that's fantastic. So it might go even longer. It might go 7 to 10 years before I need to retire this one and replace it with a newer one. But until then, this guy's gonna rock and roll like a freaking champ. And that's what I'm here to say, is that after 365 days of carrying and using this knife, it is doing phenomenal. I couldn't be happier. I've sharpened it, had it sharpened twice over the year. It has been stropped a lot. Pretty much every 3 to 4 weeks, I've gone and stropped it to help keep that MagnaCut edge in excellent shape and still, slicing away strong as ever. And it's been used on some fairly heavy stuff for an OTF. I have not babied this thing at all. Absolutely been cutting anything and everything that I would with any other knife. It has not been babied. It has not been, reserved for lighter tests at all. Absolutely not. So, did I, if you dare ask, did I get a purchase in the pre-order the EMP EDC Pulse R for redonkulous? No, ridiculous, but it truly is redonkulous how much bigger the Pulse R is. Yes, I did. Of course I did. I had to. Like, how could I not? For a knife model that I completely adore, yes, I had to get the Pulse R. So, in all good time, John will have those sent out within a number of months. And hopefully maybe by Christmas I'll have it. That would be nice. That would be very, very nice. Am I going to do a 365 day on that one? No, because it is kind of a one-off. He's only making so many, and I'm only going to ever buy one. So the Pulse R will get sort of babied in the fact that I'm not going to carry him on a daily basis. That's what the OG Pulse is for. That's my EDC size. The Pulse R is, just for funsies and admiration and appreciation for everything that John and EMP EDC do with his brand, with his company. And so, yeah. Happy Halloween, everybody. Y'all like my shirt? Check out my awesome Halloween shirt that I'm rocking today for Halloween. And don't forget, if you don't have a Pulse R and you even just barely like the idea of occasionally carrying an OTF, the Pulse, baby. The Pulse is absolutely one that you would not be disappointed with. It is truly standing the test of time. 365 days. Yeah. It has not skipped a beat. Has absolutely not skipped a beat. So, with that, happy Halloween. Y'all take care. I'm going to rock on my Halloween shirt and do some trick-or-treating with the kids. Scare some kids this evening. And y'all have a good one. Take care. Peace.